I'm in with our resident chef, Allison Davis from Wild Thyme Cooking. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm hungry.
You're making one of my favorite dishes, white chicken chili. Well, you do make a lot of my favorite dishes.
I'm glad you love my food.
I do. I don't eat as much of it as I should. We have little tastes of it when we're cooking, right?
True, yeah.
Until I come over to your premises where you're always cooking and then I have a good meal.
I'm always trying to feed you, just like my grandmother.
Exactly. All right, talk to me about where do we start when we're making a good chili?
Okay, so this one is a white chicken chili, but it's cold. It's the perfect time of the year for chili.
Yeah.
So I start with just the vegetables every time. In this case, I buy one of those rotisserie chickens.
Oh, yeah.
So I just pull it and I have the meat kind of set aside.
Okay.
So I just start with the vegetables. I've got onions, white onions and green onions and some garlic.
Yep.
And then we're going to add in just some peppers and celery.
So you don't put potatoes and tomatoes and all those type of things in a chili?
This one's a white chili.
Okay.
If I were making like a just traditional chili, I would definitely use tomatoes.
Okay.
Potatoes, not so much. Those are more reserved for like chowders.
Got you.
So that's kind of the difference between chili and chowder.
Okay.
So in this case, I just have vegetables, but in most chilies you find beans, right? So I'm going to use white northern beans or cannellini beans in this one. If I were making like a beef chili, I might use kidney beans or pinto beans or black beans.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm allergic to the black beans.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep
I had
that
some
in
blood
mind.
work done and they were telling me that I can't eat black beans because something to do with makes me get fat. I don't know. Well, I think they were trying to just keep me thin.
Well,
but I love those black beans.
You're doing a great job at that.
Okay.
Right, so white northern beans, we're going to add that in.
Can I ask you some questions while you're adding to this?
Absolutely.
Does chili taste better 3 or 4 days later?
Absolutely. I mean, it's great. You know, I mean, you want it to taste great the first day, but definitely the second day after it sits in the fridge, all those flavors are able to marry together, and it's just that much better.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have white beans, we have our vegetables. In this case, I'm doing a more, I guess, southwest kind of flavor. So I'm using green chilies, which is going to add a little bit more heat to it.
Yeah, I was going to say a bit of heat.
And then come the spices. Nice. So this is just an all-purpose. This is just a Cajun or Creole seasoning. It kind of has just a nice combination, so you're not having to grab all
different types,
5, 6 different types of spices. You can just grab one of these. So just a Cajun all-purpose seasoning. And then again, I've used this a couple different times already, but this is chipotle chili pepper. It is, don't smell too hard.
Again, I'm going to...
It might get you right up in there. But
you should tell me that after, before I get... You know I love...
Sorry. Ground chipotle chili peppers. It is spicy. Yep. So, does the trick. It does the trick. It does the trick.
Oh my gosh.
So once you have all your vegetables in there and they've had a chance to kind of marry and simmer together, then we can start to add our broth and liquid.
Just keep talking because I'm going to think I'm going to sneeze again.
So we have our rotisserie chicken, and then we're going to add in some broth. And then a lot of times it just depends on how you like it. You could have it more broth based, or you could go creamy. And in this case,
I like more of a broth base.
Oh, do you? Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to tell you how to cook today. Again.
So we have our chicken in there. I add, again, I'm a fan of coconut. So and this is going to be great with the heat because it's going to add a little bit of sweetness. I do a little bit of coconut cream in there with it.
Now, what about if you use light coconut cream? It's not the same type of flavor, is it?
No, I just go with the full fat because it's a good fat for you. So I don't worry so much about it being light or, but you can use either one. Salt and pepper. So then you let that just simmer, let it go. It's going to be fantastic. And then at the end, right before service, I'll spritz it with some fresh lime. And then you can garnish with a little bit of diced avocado and cilantro. And you've got...
This is smelling real good.
And honestly,
how long would you cook
this
for?
You could add cheese to this, and this would be a dip with just tortilla chips, you know, for the big game. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Tell me, would you cook this for like an hour?
Not even. I would say maybe 35 minutes.
Okay.
But again, let it sit overnight, bring it back up the next day.
People make big pots of chili, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
For like the whole family.
Yeah, I mean, there's chili cook-offs all the time.
Okay. Oh, you know what we should do? We should do a contest on our show for cooking the Great Chili Cook-Off.
That would be a great idea.
I'm going to pull that together, and you're going to judge.
Okay.
Everyone's got to come into your kitchen and cook.
You can't use this recipe.
No, you can't use this recipe. Hey, of course, if you want to find this recipe before we decide to do that, head over to wtvq.com/Midday Kentucky. You're going to see Madam's all her recipes there. If you press on Midday Kentucky, and then a drop-down box will come up with